Welcome back to New England Living. I'm Rachel Holt. With over 150 antique cars, planes, and more, this world-class museum is one of a kind.
The Outset Transportation Museum is one of the oldest continuing operating transportation-related museums in the country, and one of the premier operating and demonstrating collections you'll find anywhere in the world. These are not just stagnant displays. These are vehicles kept in their purpose for what they were designed to do. And we feel it's the best way to maintain them. It's also the best way to teach and educate with them. Vehicles and planes are supposed to drive, they're supposed to fly. And that was one of the founding decrees of some of our members. The planes will fly and the cars will drive. And that's what our founders wanted, and that's what we keep up.
Yeah!
As far as the collection goes, what can we find here?
What you can find here is an array of vehicles and technological marvels from the late 19th century up until the mid-20th century, ranging from early vintage aircraft, pioneer aircraft of the early stages of aviation and automobiles, and different developments and changes represented through the artifacts and the vehicles up through the 20th century.
What are some of those unique items that you have in this collection?
The oldest operating original piece of our collection is an 1898 Leon Boulay tri-car, which was the fastest vehicle in the world for 1898. We have some replicas that are authentic replicas that go back a little farther, but as far back as where our collection goes, we will go back until definitely some artifacts into the 1880s, 1890s, for what would become the modern transportation and technological revolution of the late 19th and 20th centuries. Another one of my favorite vehicles here is Clara Bow's 1929 Rolls-Royce. She was one of the first true Hollywood starlets of the silent film era, world-famous actress, the It Girl, and we have her automobile that was given to her as an engagement present in 1929. And another one of our favorite collection pieces is the museum's 1933 Wacko Biplane. It was the first biplane donated to the Transportation Museum, and it was always used and still used today. It's a plane that we offer rides in on summer days if you're able to get a biplane ride. And from that plane grew our entire aircraft collection.
When guests come here, what experience are you trying to offer them? What makes this museum different?
We want them to feel a sense of a visceral kinesthetic connection to what is happening. The planes you see behind us are on our flight line, and the engines start up and the smoke goes in the air and you can hear the noise. You can feel the engines, and it's a wonderful experience. You see the vehicles drive, you hear the horns honk. We give everyone rides in the vehicles. So what we're trying to create is an experience where you as the viewer and visitor are able to create your own experience of what was life actually like. Everybody that walks through this door falls in love within 15 minutes.
How important is that to the museum, the history of these automobiles and planes, and sharing that with the people?
We feel it's very important because it's why we're here. But our greatest opportunity is to provide resources and connect with local area schools to provide real-world applications for the lessons they're studying in their classroom. From a physics standpoint or a math standpoint or a history standpoint, these machines and these artifacts are the connections to what they're learning in the classroom. We like to use the phrase demonstrate to educate, and that's probably the core element of the mission of the Outset Transportation Museum. The best way to inspire and create a spark within any individual, young or old, is to actually have the machine or the artifact be an active participant in your learning. So that's what we believe here. The planes have to fly, the cars and the trucks have to drive. We could take one out right now.
And with that, it was time to take a spin in one of the museum's vintage showpieces. A 1941 Lincoln Continental Cabriolet.
When these cars first debuted in 1944, this car would have been the top of the American market.
I mean, it's hard not to feel like a celebrity when you're in this thing.
Oh, they're gorgeous. They're awesome. The Continentals were considered, and still are, one of the most beautiful automobile designs ever made.
Yeah, I can get used to this.
Yeah, it's nice.
You have around 200 volunteers here.
Yeah.
How are they helping maintain this collection, and what do they do?
Our volunteers do all types of work, from full restoration work to engine work to general maintenance work on the vehicles. We have some guys that show up every Tuesday, Thursday to walk around and make sure all the tires are properly inflated. Exercise the vehicles, road test the vehicles. Every aspect that it takes to run a museum, our volunteers are involved in, and we would not be successful without them.
You host a bunch of big events at the museum. What are some of the ones that you look forward to every year?
I look forward to all of them, from our All-American meet to our truck show to the Wings and Wheels rally. And our largest event is our annual New England Auto Auction, which happens every year at the end of August. Last year we sold a little MG for $238,000. We've had Shelby Mustangs, vehicles ranging from a smaller price vehicle for a family to get into as a hobby up to a multi-six-figure vehicle plus for a high-level investment collector car opportunity. It's an amazing time of the year, and people should definitely take note. We like to think that as a visitor, especially when you come to one of our special events in the summertime, you are an active participant in your experience. So there's a great way to form a lot of deep connections to our past and also to our future.
Coming up next, we visit an award-winning pet food and supply store serving up healthy, all-natural treats throughout Maine when New England Living returns after this.